And the Biden administration criticizing Governor Stitt for signing a law that bans school boards from putting mask mandates in place.
The U.S. Secretary of Education sending a stern letter to our state. News 4's Angela Shin is joining us with the details on this. Angela?
Yeah, Oklahoma was one of 6 states that got a letter from the U.S. Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona. He says not following recommendations from the CDC threatens the safety of students and could lead to legal action.
We're not going to sit by as governors try to block and intimidate educators protecting our children.
President Joe Biden criticizing 6 states, including Oklahoma, for making COVID-19 a political issue. In a memo, Biden directs U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona to use all available tools to make sure kids are safe in school. Cardona, addressing both Governor Stitt and Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister, says Oklahoma has taken actions that, quote, may infringe upon a school district's authority to adopt policies to protect students and educators as they develop their safe return to in-person instruction plans required by federal law. Schools getting American Rescue Plan funds have to have a return to school safety plan. The letter goes on to say the department will continue to closely review and monitor whether Oklahoma is meeting all of its federal fiscal requirements. Cardona also says the federal government will pay the salaries of educators if the state stops their paychecks. Plus, the department can investigate state educational agencies and the public can send complaints too. State Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister says she supports safety measures but doesn't go against Senate Bill 658.
I think there's a way to actually find a balance. What we have seen in Oklahoma is our district leaders who have said, we're going to make a requirement that our students and staff wear masks, but there is certainly still that opportunity for parents with their parental opt-out process, which is already in place with certain vaccines, and that can be utilized.
Senator Rob Standridge, one of the bill's authors, saying,
what about the parents and the children? Where are their rights for healthcare choices and what is healthiest for the child? Where's the benefit versus harm on masks, and what are those potential harms? And so I see that missing starkly from all the politicians and everybody else that wants to take away the rights of parents and children.
I tried to talk to the governor about concerns over the mask mandate ban on Sunday, but he wouldn't answer my questions. Were you alluding to the pandemic during your speech and being against mask mandates? Any thoughts on the school districts that have defied Senate bill?
I need you to step back, please.
And the governor's office not talking to us on camera today either, instead releasing this statement, quote, Oklahomans overwhelmingly believe parents should make decisions about their kids, not the government. The fact that President Biden is focused on telling Oklahomans how to parent their kids while he turns his back on the American citizens trapped by terrorists in Afghanistan is another example in his pattern of poor judgment.